Tuesday night. You know what time it is. 7 p.m. Central Time. I'm KJ, and welcome to another episode of KJ's What Happened, where we look back on the week and the weird and the unusual and the random and a bunch of other words. And I got a lot of stories for you this week, as I always do. And some interesting ones, very interesting. I find different themes every week. It's strange. This past week, there have been a lot of stories on China, like strange things happening in China. So much so, I'm thinking about making a video and just calling it China Sucks. Seriously, just China Sucks. I'm putting all these videos together, these compilations of the things that are happening out there, because it does suck. It would really suck to live out in China. Excuse me. Chubbs, no. Now, Chubbs might be going into lockup tonight as well. This is my sidekick, as always. Excuse me. Chubbs, come on. All right, there we go. He's in lockup, guys. You probably heard the cell door slam, but I need to put Chubbs away for the night, being very naughty, very naughty. Every time I start a show and start talking and I'm not looking at him, he gets into all the areas he knows he's not supposed to. So it's going to be a Chubb-free night tonight. Sorry, folks, but I need to do that just so I can focus, because we got a lot of stories tonight. In the chat earlier, I saw somebody asking about Black Child. Black Child's was a YouTube channel, if you don't know who that is, and one of my favorites of all time. I got about a dozen that I watch on the regular, but Black Child definitely was always one of those ones that was a must-see for me. Anything he put up, I immediately watched, immediately gave a thumbs up. You know, that's just the way it was for years. Because, I see him. I recognize him. We have some things in common, but we're very different. But I recognize his gifts. I understand it. He had very interesting creative gifts and a very interesting vision in the way he sees things. Not saying him or me or anybody else is always right. It's not like that, but I just really like the way he put stuff together. He's been gone for a long time. YouTube took his channel down. He started another channel called Black Matrix, uploaded there for a few months, and he hadn't been on there for about 3 months or so. There's also a Black Child re-uploaded channel, but he hadn't been on there in a long time either. So I will send him an email, though, and try to find out what's going on. He's one of these guys I reached out to years ago a few times to come on and do an interview, and he never did. Him and Jason A., if you know who Jason A. are they're both similar like that. I haven't reached out to Jason in years either. Nice people, but they both wanted to stay as low key as possible. So you'll never find an interview with either one of these guys, as far as I know, and I can respect that. So there's that. Either way, a welcome though to the show. We got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. Thanks for being here as always. And, I appreciate you, man. Have fun over there in the chat, okay? And if you're not here during the chat, enjoy the show, and please leave comments below on the stories. Let us know your thoughts and feelings on these things. Sex robot virginity for sale at creepy new brothel, but it isn't cheap. I'm not going to play the video. You can be the first person to have sex with a robot at Eve's Robot Dreams, as long as you're prepared to stump up the 10 grand asking price. The crowdfunding campaign is seeking money to start what founder Unicron, gotta love it, calls the world's first consent-focused robot brothel, but a robot's virginity is one of the things that backers can opt to pay for. However, the founder also claims to be respecting robot rights and is keen to do so rebellion in the future. Presumably, Unicron, gotta love this name, doesn't think future generations of robots will be too bothered about flogging off robot virginities to the highest bidder. Anyway, just another example of society going into the toilet. Really. Get sex robot brothels, and people are paying for their robot's virginity. Who would even put these kind of things in their minds? to want to do. You know what I mean? Like, really? Is this really where humanity is heading? Is this really where we're at right now? I guess so. You may hear a noise in the background. I have the room I locked Chubbs up in has French doors, so that means there's glass in the doors and he can see what's going on. He'll get up on his hind legs and with his front two paws keep clawing at the glass, and he won't stop sometimes until he tuckers out. He'll just sit there and just claw at the glass to get my attention. So again, we got Chubbs over there being a bit of a wiener tonight. I love the kid, I really do, but when he does stuff like that, it makes it really hard to do the show. You know what I mean? China's brightest children are being recruited to develop AI killer bots. This is crazy. Man, we're seriously living in a science fiction film. A group of some of China's smartest students have been recruited straight from high school to begin training as the world's youngest AI weapons scientists. The 27 boys and 4 girls, all aged 18 and under, were selected for the 4-year experimental program for intelligent weapons systems at the Beijing Institute of Technology. From more than 5,000 candidates, the school said on its website. The BIT is one of the country's top weapons research institutes, and the launch of the new program is evidence of the weight it places on the development of AI technology for military use. China is in competition with the United States and other nations in the race to develop deadly AI applications. Great, guys. Thanks. Thanks for being in a race to develop deadly AI applications. I'm sure nothing could go wrong with this. What could go wrong, right? From nuclear submarines with self-learning chips to microscopic robots that can crawl into human blood vessels. What could go wrong? These kids are all exceptionally bright, but being bright is not enough, said a BIT professor who was involved in the screening process but asked to not be named. We are looking for other qualities such as creative thinking, willingness to fight, a persistence when facing challenges, he said. A passion for developing new weapons is a must, and they must also be patriots. Each student will be mentored by 2 senior weapons scientists, one from an academic background and the other from the defense industry. This is like Gerald's Game. Have you ever heard of Gerald's Game, the book? They made a movie out of it a while back with Harrison Ford. Reminds me of Gerald's Game in real life. Interesting. I think last week or the week before we had a story about drones coming to the police stations and they're arming them. So the police now in America are going to have armed drones. That kind of comes back to us from a lot of the wars over in the Middle East where they were using drones. You could just sit in the comfort of an office or some kind of a room somewhere and drinking your energy drink and munching on some chips, press a couple buttons, and you can kill somebody with these drones. It's interesting, though. And now we're here. Here we are now with China's brightest children are being recruited to develop AI killer robots. After completing a short program of coursework in the first semester, the students will be asked to choose a specialty field such as mechanical engineering, electronics, or overall weapon design. They will then be assigned to a relevant defense laboratory where they will be able to develop their skills through hands-on experience. One of the students is Qi Yeshin from East China's Shandong province, who said he had a keen interest in guns and weapons since he was a young boy and enjoyed reading books and magazines on the subject. All right. Okay. Well, good luck with that. What was his name? Qi Yong, something. China's weird. A lot of weird things happening in China. You'll see. I got some more stories coming up tonight. Radiation from 2G and 3G phones linked to cancer in rats. They told us forever it was safe. Remember that? Or if you said it wasn't, you were a conspiracy theorist. For years, people have blamed phones and the radiation they emit as potential causes of cancer, though that theory still remains unproven. America's National Toxicology Program has been able to associate radio frequency radiation emitted by 2G, 3G cell phones with cancerous tumors in rats. They conducted experiments for more than 10 years and found some clear links. Here are the findings. According to NTP's results, high levels of radio frequency radiation, similar to that used in 2G, 3G phones, lead to cancerous heart tumors in male rats. They always use rats because our systems are real similar, humans. They also found some evidence of tumors in the brain and adrenal glands of male rats due to similar exposure. However, the cases of female rats, as well as male and female mice, still unconfirmed. Okay. While these experiments could prove critical in understanding the impact of RFR on humans, it is imperative to note that these results cannot be applied to the case of humans, at least not directly. This is mainly because the levels of radiation used were much higher and the entire bodies of the animals were exposed. In humans, exposure only occurs where the phones are kept. Like in your pocket, guys, I do it too, right next to our private parts. I'm not trying to be funny. Seriously, we keep these phones that are emitting radiation right next to our, what could go wrong? I'm guilty too. I admit it. I got a video here for you, and it's from a friend of mine here on YouTube, Hidden Underbelly, and now I remember why I wanted to show you this. Check this out, man. I've got a follow-up here for you. Look at this. This is over a Hotel Victoria in Budapest. They recently captured these things. These, I believe it's the fallen ones. All right, but check this out. Look for yourself the way they're acting and moving. Okay, these aren't even your typical orbs. I think I'm going to do a little compilation video, and I'll put it on my website with this and another one I'm going to show you. I recently did a video with my creepiest clips, and I put a clip in there from Milwaukee news station. I want to show you that because guess what? The same thing you're looking at right here showed up in Milwaukee in America. And you see how those are moving, right? Let's see if we can get a closer shot. The closer shot. See the way they're moving? This isn't normal. These aren't birds. Okay? Not birds. Now let's go here and remember how those look and how they move. And let's see if we can find it here. UFO Milwaukee News, I think. UFO Milwaukee News. There they are. There they are. Here it is. Okay. Now remember what you just looked at from Budapest. Look at this. I'll make it bigger. Hold on. Let's pause it and let's go back. Now check it out.
Are those fireworks? What is that? Aliens? I don't know.
What the heck
What is that? You see it, right?
I'm actually, yes,
Okay.
I do see it.
Okay.
It's getting weirder by the second.
I know.
It's like they're sticking around.
We're gonna do some
Anybody?
digging and figure out what that is. Back in a moment.
The veil is lifting, my friends. The veil is lifting. I've been saying it for years. It's just another example right there of it. The veil is lifting. Interesting, eh? Speaking of interesting, the unreality that people are living in nowadays, Tinder user 69 who identifies as a 49-year-old asks court to change his age. It's looking all right for 69, huh? Dude's almost 70. Holding up all right. But check out what he wants to do here. A single pensioner has launched a legal battle to change his age so he can go back to work and meet more women on Tinder. Emil Rattleband, 69, wants to be recognized as a 49-year-old. So he identifies as a 49-year-old because he feels 20 years younger. But his application was refused by his local authority. Did you not see this coming, though, for real? I mean, we saw this kind of stuff coming. What was her name? Gosh, darn it. What was that lady's name that identified? Rachel Dolezal, who identified as being an African-American but isn't. Like, she's white. There's also a guy named Sean. I can't remember his last name, but he was one of the main dudes with the, gosh darn it. What's the name of that group? Black Lives Matter. He's one of those guys. Another dude, white, but, identified as black. And it all came out eventually that these people have no no African American at all in them. They're white, just, identifying as black. And this is the world we're in now. I mean, especially with all the gender fluidity. You may have a wiener, but you identify as a woman, for whatever reason, right? So this is the time we're in. He argues that if transgender people are legally allowed to change sex, he should be allowed to give himself a new birth date because doctors told him he has the body of a 45-year-old. The entrepreneur and self-help guru from the Netherlands is suing his local authority after they refused to amend his age on official documents. Mr. Rettelband's case has now gone to a court in the city of Arnhem in the eastern Dutch province of Gelderland. He was born on March 11th, 1949, but says he feels at least 20 years younger and wants, 311 is also KKK, and wants to change his birth date to March 11th, 1969. Mr. Rattleband said, I have done a checkup, and what does it show? My biological age is 45 years. When I'm 69, I'm limited. If I'm 49, then I can buy a new house, drive a different car. I can take up more work. When I'm on Tinder and say I'm 69, I don't get an answer. When I'm 49, with the face I have, I'll be in a luxurious position. Transgenders can now have their gender changed on their birth certificate, and in the same spirit, there should be room for an age change. He claims he is discriminated against because of his age, and that he encounters problems in society on a daily basis. He said companies are reluctant to hire someone the age of a pensioner as a consultant. And he said his move would also be good news for the government, as he would be renouncing his pension until he reaches retirement age again. The judge said that he had some sympathy with Mr. Rattleband, but the court said there would be practical problems in allowing people to change their birth date, as it would mean legally deleting part of their lives. Very interesting, eh? Yeah, very interesting. It's the times we're in here. He identifies as being 20 years younger. So why not, right? Anything goes. Man dies after injecting silicone into his testicles for sex cult game. Man has died after filling his testicles with silicone. Okay, we got that. Jack Chapman, 28, died in Seattle, USA after he injected a large amount of fluid into his private parts. Mr. Chapman's death certificate listed silicone injection syndrome as one of 4 causes of death, as well as 3 lung-related issues. The Australian, who was also known as Tank Haffertpen, previously posted pictures of himself with enlarged genitalia. Abnormal swelling, penile distortion are side effects of silicone injections, which can lead to fluid accumulation and bleeding in the lungs. Jeepers! I didn't see that coming. Sorry, kids. If there's any children in the audience. Whoa! Okay. We don't need this. We didn't need the hello. There have been a number of deaths reported after people inject silicone into their butt. And while silicone injections into male genitals is less common, it's no less dangerous. No kidding, right? Who does this? Mr. Chapman was part of a homoerotic master-slave relationship in the San Francisco gay community before moving to another in Seattle. Well, that explains it, I suppose. Total debauchery, right? Reprobate minds. Popular gay community blogger Dylan Hafterpen played the master role to members of the BDSM group. He introduced Mr. Chapman to his extreme fetish of body manipulation and master-servant role play. Linda Chapman, Jack's mother, found the contract that set out the full terms of Jack's relationship with Dylan. Anyway, creepy stuff. There you go. Silicone in the parts. Woman claims haunted doll attacked her boyfriend after becoming possessed. Woman claims that her creepy doll was so jealous of her boyfriend that it beat him up so badly that he left her. Identified only by her first name, Berliz, from Calu in Peru, she said the doll named DZ even slashed her face in a rage, making her scared to get rid of it. Berliz said the doll can move by itself and also gets up to mischief, making it seem as if other people are walking around the house. She also claims it has poltergeist-like powers, which it uses to knock things over. Berliz told local media that her mother gave her the creepy doll as a Christmas present, but then it suddenly lost its hair one day, after which she decided to put it in a plastic bag. Okay. There's the doll in question, I guess. Berliz said she decided to place it facing the wall. However, when she woke up, she saw that the doll had turned its head and was looking at her. Bum, bum, bum. I don't know what I think about this story. I don't think I like this one very much. All right, let's move on. So here's something that one of you guys sent to me, and I can't remember which one of you it was. I think one of y'all emailed me this recently and asked if I'd heard of this, and I haven't. It's called Blood for Satan. Satan wants your blood, not your soul. It says Satanic Australia revealed their first national blood drive charity event in partnership with Satanic New Zealand, commencing September 2018. Look at this. They got their symbols, all the little symbols. Blood for Satan. I thought this was a joke at first, but you can look this up. This is actually legit. Satanists will be rolling up their sleeves to help save lives in a nationwide blood drive being held from September. Australia's first satanic charity event will be held nationwide and across the Tasman and New Zealand to raise awareness of the importance of blood donation and get involved with their local communities. What do Satanists do with blood? This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But they know there's power in the blood. They pervert it with their rituals. But they know there's power in the blood. Crazy, right? Blood for Satan. Who knew? Who knew? Weirdness. Okay, I got a video here. Let's see what we got here. Oh, okay. This is just totally random stuff here. You know, I'm always looking into some weird stuff on YouTube and just online in general. It's what I do. It's what I do. You know, it's how I come up with my video ideas and the things I create. So, but I found this, I guess it's a new conspiracy to me about people claiming to see airplanes freezing in midair. Have you heard of this? Like, this is a thing. There's a lot of people that believe they're catching footage of planes freezing in midair. This guy right here, airplane freezes in midair. You can see by the likes and dislikes. It's kind of a 50-50 thing. But let me see if I can find, let's see here, plane freezing. I'm pretty sure there was a news story I found on this week. Let's see. Let's check out the images. There was one in particular I saw that was just really crazy. It really had me scratching my head. I don't know if it's this one or not. I'm sorry, guys. I guess not. I was hoping it'd be a video. Let's see here. I think this might be another video. Let's see. Okay, watch this. Again, you know, there's not just one or two of these. I mean, this is a thing. A lot of people are seeing this kind of anomaly. I just stumbled into it this week myself. I've been very curious about it. That's why I wanted to throw it out there for you guys and just, hey, you know, what do you think about this? And, you know, let's look into this. So here's a video right here. Check this one. Crazy, right? Like I said, there's a lot of examples of this kind of thing. Weird, right? Now, again, don't get mad at me. Okay, I'm new into this subject. This is a new one for me, and I'm definitely looking into it. But there's a lot of examples of this kind of thing happening. This almost has 1 million views, and it's from 2010. Again, like I said, there's multiple examples of this thing. Anyway, so something to look into, something interesting. I just wanted to throw it out there and share it with you guys. This is what we do, right? It's what we do on the show. So let's just move on. What else we got up in here tonight? This reminds me that this was one of those weeks that I didn't show you all the stories I got because I'm putting some of them into a video. Major stories I stumbled on this week that connect with some ideas I've been talking about for many years on my channel. So I'll just kind of save it for the video. But this right here is falling into one category. I've got a bunch of stuff on, the predictive programming with aliens, right? Or fallen aliens. And this is just one story, but it's pretty mainstream. This actually went fairly mainstream. I've seen this in a lot of places about this Oumuamua. Have you heard about this? Scientists say the mysterious Oumuamua object could be an alien spacecraft. That's this thing here. Scientists have been puzzling over Oumuamua ever since the mysterious space object was observed tumbling past the sun in late 2017. Given its high speed and its unusual trajectory, the reddish, stadium-sized whatever it is had clearly come from outside our solar system. But its flattened, elongated shape and the way it accelerated on its way through the solar system set it apart from conventional asteroids and comets. Now a pair of Harvard researchers are raising the possibility that Oumuamua is an alien spacecraft. As they say in a paper to be published November 12th in the Astrophysical Journal Letters, the object, quote, may be a fully operational probe sent intentionally to Earth vicinity by an alien civilization. This is one to watch. I've been waiting for the alien card, for them to play the alien card for a long time myself, but this might be one to watch right here. Or not even might be. This is definitely one to watch right here. The Oumuamua object in space. If you haven't heard of this, go ahead and take a look into that. It's interesting. Self-driving vehicles would turn cars into brothels on wheels. What could go wrong? People will be more likely to eat, sleep, and engage in on-the-road hanky-panky when robot cars become the new normal, according to research published in the most recent issue of the journal Annals of Tourism Research. Does anybody use that term, hanky-panky? Especially if you're with your bros. Say you messed around with your wife or girlfriend or whatever the night before, and your friends are asking how your night went. You're like, got into some hanky-panky, bro. Is that even like a thing that we say? I don't know. I don't think so. I never use that term. I do use the term knee-high to a grasshopper sometimes, though. Ever heard that one? Maybe that's just a Midwestern Southern thing. People will be sleeping in their vehicles, which has implications for roadside hotels, and people may be eating in vehicles that function as restaurant pods. Scott Cohen, who led the study, told Fast Company magazine that led us to think, besides sleeping, what other things will people do in cars when free from the task of driving? And you can see that in the long association of automobiles and sex that's represented in just about every coming-of-age movie. It's not a big leap. Along with highway hookups, the report also predicts the autonomous vehicles will put prostitution on wheels. It's not impossible or that far-fetched to imagine the red light district on the move. Prostitution doesn't need to be legal for this to happen. Plenty of illegal activities happen in cars, Cohen told the magazine. He added, where prostitution is legal and regulations allow AVs to develop fast and be on roads quickly, we could see this come together rapidly. Europe is one of those places. Just more debauchery. More debauchery. The spreading of sin. Spreading of darkness. People run around just focused on their privates all the time. Seriously. Just focused on privates. Thinking about your sex. A lot of people will be crying about this one right here. How Stanley's superheroes help change the world. Anytime a big celebrity dies, the first thing I do is I go look up if they had faith. I've always been that way. At least for years, I've been that way. I'm always curious. Big celebrity dies. I want to go see if they were believers or not. 9 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, they claim to be atheists. I've done some videos on this subject in the past. I believe that a lot of these celebrities in Hollywood use atheism as a cover for their Satanism, Luciferianism even. I'm not saying that about Stan Lee. I have no idea. I got no clue. Haven't looked into anything like that, but I did find that he claims to be an atheist. And that's a real drag when I see that. It's always a drag for anybody that I see that dies and they had no belief whatsoever, no connection to God. So that's all I can think about when I see this. And that's all I can think about with Stan Lee. He was an atheist to the day he died, so he said. So who cares that you created all these things? That's great, dude. Seriously. I mean, high five. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. It's wonderful. You created Spider-Man. You created X-Men. You created all of these great characters, which this beast system is using to control people's minds anyway. But you did have a lot of creative talent, which was a gift from God who you never acknowledged. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. That's what I see when I see stuff like this. It's a waste. Who cares that the world cheers you, my friend? Who cares? Who cares? If you don't have Christ, you're not even connected to our Heavenly Father? Man, it's a damn shame. Paradise is burning. Paradise is burning. You've probably heard about this. Look, I want to show you these pictures. This really hammers it home. Pictures worth 1,000 words, they say, right? Check this out. The town was called Paradise. And, we get it. You see the obvious symbolism there. Paradise burning, paradise on fire, paradise lost. Look at this, though. Thousands of the town's structures were completely destroyed in just a matter of hours as the blaze, named the Campfire, tore through the area. What a sweet name, the Campfire, while it's destroying lives and killing and murdering people. It's like calling war theater, the theater of war, to take the sting away. Campfire tore through the area. Here's some before and after images. Look at this, though. Here's our Ridgewood Mobile Home Park. Before. What's left? After. Paradise Elementary School. Before. And here's after. You seeing this? There's after. There's after. Welcome to Paradise. Black Bear Diner. Black Bear Diner. It's before. Here's what's left. What's left? Another one. Antique shop. Treasures from Paradise. And here's what's left. Like hell on earth. It's another one. It's what's left. The Jack in the Box. The Jack in the Box. It's what's left. What's left? It's local roads even. This is crazy. Look at this. It's like something out of Mad Max. It's before. It's after. Look at this. It's apocalyptic, to say the least. And that too. They had footage. I'm not going to show it to you, but of skeletons inside cars. There's some footage I found of a guy that filmed on location after the fire went through where he was at, and he was literally filming cars with skeletons in them, like still on fire and smoking. I just don't want to show that. I know there's some youngins out there that watch this. Plus, I just don't like that imagery either. It's one of those I stumbled on, and I kind of wish I didn't see it. You can't really scrub that out of your brain, and that's just the worst. Anyway, there's some images I wanted to share with you. Prayers for these people, for sure. For sure. Paradise is lost. Paradise is burning. Of course, there's the goat. Freaking goat. So we're living in a Baphomet reality. This beast system is definitely manifesting Baphomet everywhere. Every week there's stories about the goat, it seems. This one was sent to me from my friend Mad Guns Forever. Thanks, Mad Guns. Megachurch pastor warns congregation of yoga's demonic power. Thanks for the picture of the goat. Appreciate that. Probably because there's a goat yoga, which we've covered on this channel here on one of these shows. A megachurch pastor in the Ozarks has warned his congregation of the dangers of yoga. At a paranormal-themed mass before Halloween, Pastor John Lindell told his 10,000 followers that yoga positions were created with demonic intent to open you up to demonic power because Hinduism is demonic. He's talking about the chakras. Gosh darn, what is the name of that, guys? When you release it, something serpentine, right? There's like certain things you can do with yoga where you can release. I'm missing the terminology. I'm sorry, but you'll release some kind of a serpent energy. I just can't remember the term I'm looking for. Sorry. He also spoke out against fortune-telling and paganism. According to Lindell, America has moved on to a post-Christian culture. Absolutely, we have, where the country has lost its ability to spot obvious evils like yoga. There's the guy. Would have been a given that yoga was inherently a form of Eastern mysticism that Christians should absolutely avoid, but that is no longer the case. The pastor went on to tell his flock not to surrender their minds to meditations that would be spiritually dangerous. He says, should Christians be doing yoga exercise? He tweeted. James River Church website published a roundup of Lindell's talking points from the sermon, including a 2005 quote from Denver Seminary professor Douglas Gruthuis, who says even Christian yoga is off limits because if it's truly Christian, it can't truly be yoga. On the upside, Lindell assured his flock they'd be okay if they quit practicing yoga immediately. Apparently, some of the pastor's followers heeded the warning. All right. There's that. There you go. What do you think about that? Guys, what am I talking about? There's a term. It's something that they release when they start doing yoga, and gosh darn. Serpentine something? Gosh. Sorry, I totally lost it, but some of y'all you know what I'm talking about. I'm sure you'll mention it. Like those churches where the people start going and like jumping around and rolling around, holy rollers and and getting all goofy and crazy and convulsing. Like they're releasing that same spirit that's released through some of these exercises. I just can't remember the term of it. Yves Saint Laurent launches controversial penis jewelry. Yeah. You want that dangling from your ears, ladies. They're not what we'd choose to wear for Sunday lunch with our grandma, but if you're a fan of jewelry, it's a little different. Look no further. Designer brand Yves Saint Laurent has just released a controversial new line of jewelry, and it includes a rather graphic pair of penis earrings and a penis pendant necklace. You know, there's like 20 cultures that worship the penis, and they actually have rituals every year. The engraved penises are made of golden brass, and the earrings retail. You know, that's what the Washington Monument is. That's Osiris's. That's his erect penis, of course, in front of a reflecting pool for as above, so below. Right? We know this. We know this. The penis dangle hook earrings are for pierced ears only and are engraved with Saint Laurent Paris, while the graphic necklace features an adjustable chain and a sizable penis pendant charm. Oh, it's the Kundalini spirit. Thanks, Effie. That's what it is. My friend Effie texted this to me. It's the Kundalini spirit. Thank you so much. That's what I was looking for. Much to the disappointment of one fan on Twitter, both styles are only available in store. Where do I get the YSL penis earrings and necklace? I want them, this person wrote. Anyway, I'm not going to read the rest of this, but there you go, guys. Yeah. Foul. Gross. 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 Hundreds of birds dead during 5G experiment in The Hague, Netherlands, November 5th, 2018. About a week ago at The Hague, many birds died spontaneously, falling dead in a park. You likely haven't heard a lot about this because it seems keeping it quiet was the plan all along. However, when about 150 more suddenly died, bringing the death toll to 297, some started to take notice. If you're looking around that park, you might have seen what is on the corner of the roof across the street from where they died, a new 5G mast, where they had done a test in connection with a Dutch railway station to see how large the range was and whether no harmful equipment would occur on and around the station. And harm happened indeed. Immediately afterward, birds fell dead from the trees, and the nearby ducks that were swimming seemed to react very oddly as well. They were simultaneously putting their heads underwater to escape the radiation while others flew away, landing on the street or in the canal. Again, almost at the exact same time that those animals died near the station, Holland Spoor was tested with a 5G transmitter mast. So what are the odds? What are the odds of that? Looks like there's a video on YouTube, but it's not in English. So I don't know if... All the information that follows comes from John Cool's public Facebook page. In the meantime, received some more information. The birds that fell massively dead would be the victims of an experiment performed on those days in The Hague, where RF radiation was tested with a peak frequency of 7.40 gigahertz. This information comes from one source and should still be confirmed if possible. All right. There you go. Well, I did a video on 5G a while back myself, so I've been kind of waiting to see more stories like this come out. I'm not excited about it. I don't want to see 5G hurting people or killing nature, but we know it kills plant life. I put that in my video. You can actually see they have some of these 5G towers, and all the palm trees around the tower are dead and dying, and then everything maybe 25, 30 yards away is just fine. So, we know something's coming with this. It'll be something worth watching for sure, see what happens. Just some images I wanted to show you. We really are at a time of witchcraft, and one of the videos, so I got 3 different things I'm kind of working on right now, but one of them has to do with ancient religions returning right now, paganism on the rise and all this. And that made me think of this story here too. Faces of Modern Witchcraft Uncovered. Actresses, authors, and a technician reveal how they came out of the broom closet as they practice spells in a diverse community that spans the U.S. So, it's just another example of, this is from Halloween, actually, 2018. They ran this story. But this connects with a lot of the stories I'm finding and things I'm putting together for this video. Just look at some of these people, though. It's like, I don't know why I'm interested in seeing them. The witch is a figure of subversion and rebellion, Pam Grossman, who identifies as a pagan witch, explained. This is her. Represents a real diametric opposition to patriarchal thinking. So again, that connection with this third wave feminism stuff, that spirit's out there, also with a Jezebel spirit, no doubt. Look at some of these people. Eek! What? Eek! This is the weird new pagans and witches. They're rising. Know what I mean? Like, paganism is back on the rise, and these are some of the women who are involved in this this blasphemous activity. These are people that we are warring against. It's not that I would want anything bad to happen. I would want them to find Christ, not be turning to satanic or Satan or satanic energy or demons for power. Not cool. Eek! She looks scary. I'm just saying. Does not look fun. She doesn't look like she'd be fun to hang out with. She doesn't either. I'm just saying, I know I shouldn't judge people by their looks. Okay? But These people scare me. They look weird. That's all. Oh boy, this one right here. Wow. So most of these mass shootings that come out, there's usually some kind of government, deep state, Illuminati, if you will, a secret society type involvement. That's not just me just throwing it out there. Most of y'all know this. There's people under mind control performing these things. There's patsies. There's total setups and hoaxes. It's a mix, it's a mix. Look at this. Really? This happened? This is just a coincidence, right? Okay. Okay.
For one large group of people inside the club, this was the second narrow escape from a mass shooting. One man said he and others inside the bar also survived the attack that killed 58 people and injured hundreds more in Las Vegas.
It's the second time in about a year and a month that this has happened. I was at the Las Vegas Route 91 mass shooting, as well as probably 50 or 60 others who were in the building at the same time as me tonight. It's a big thing for us. We all are a big family, and unfortunately, this family got hit twice.
That concert in Las Vegas last October was part of a country music festival.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of that, guys. It just seems very strange to me. One large group of people at a Southern California bar where a gunman killed 12 people Wednesday night. It was their second narrow escape from a mass shooting. One man said he and others inside the Borderline Bar and Grill in Thousand Oaks also survived the shooting that killed 58 people and injured nearly 500 others at a country music concert in Vegas last October. There was a lot of interesting things happening around that shooting as well. All of these, they're very interesting. I'm not quick to jump on all of them, though. You see, that's a big issue we have on YouTube, especially in the so-called truther community. You got hoax tards. You got those freaking hoax tards. Anytime something happens, within 5 minutes, these people are making videos. It's a hoax. This never happened. Yeah, they're not taking time to let the story unfold, Even the false narratives they put out on these mainstream stories, it's good to give it time and let it breathe and see what kind of narrative they're giving it, and then watch all the interviews with people and start connecting dots yourself. But don't be a freaking hoax tard. Too many of them out here on YouTube. Well, a lot of them are gone now. I mean, YouTube's been purging channels left and right, of course, for the last couple of years. And they did nail a lot of the hoax tards for sure. Give these things some time, because there really are some shady things happening around a lot of these events. But when these hoax tards come out, they don't even give it time to connect any dots or to put any reason or logic or thinking behind this. It's all an illusion. It never happened. Calm down, okay? Calm the F down, give it a couple days, and let the story come out. But I think a lot of these hoax tards were out there for a reason. A lot of them have nefarious purposes. A lot of them are out there to make anybody questioning mainstream narratives look like a moron. That's another part of it too. This one's fun. I like the strange videos. I really do. I'm going to make this one a bit bigger. What is this? Okay, you'll hear the guy talking. As he's saying, it's not a kite or anything like that. You decide. Okay. What does this look like to you? It's very strange. Check this thing out.
Oh, well, I can get a good view on that. What is that? It looks like a kite, but it's not moving at all. Just give you a perspective. That's where we're standing.
There are sky serpents. I've done videos on these in the past. That's a real thing. You can look at, there's a whole history of flying snakes and sky serpents. Some cultures even worshipped some of these things, like Quetzalcoatl. But so maybe it's a sky serpent. But what's weird? Honestly, not to be gross here, but it looks like a massive sperm floating up in the sky. I mean, just look at this and look at the tail. Very strange.
And it's like right above this tree line. Looks if you're not, 2 miles away, a mile away. I'd say a mile away and up high. I don't know what the fuck that is. Oh, trying to be steady.
It's a good solid shot. I mean, just look at what is this? Look at it. It looks like, to me, like a massive flying serpent. Look at that tail. Now watch this.
I really don't know. Huh.
Right? I mean, who knows, man? Who knows? There's strange things out there in this world. I think this is another China story. Yeah, China launches pop star ban. TV stations are told to cut airtime of celebrities for a healthy growth of the entertainment industry. Great. So see how this communism has its hands in absolutely everything? It's not annoying at all, is it? Right? The new directive aims to crack down on celebrity hype, fake audience, and click-through rates for a healthy growth of the industry, according to a statement issued by the National Radio and Television Administration on Friday. The edict comes just over a month after Beijing ordered A-list movie star Fan Bingbing to pay about 884 million yuan, wow, in taxes and fines, spurring widespread discussion on the moral health of China's film industry. Some programs have been overpaying celebrities, destroying industry order, and leading teenagers into worshiping stars and money, the administration said. Radio and television stations, along with online audio-visual service providers, should scrap vulgar content. Now, I mean, I'm with that. Scrap the vulgar content, promote core socialism. I'm not for that. Promote core socialist values and keep children away from entertainment and reality shows, it said. There you go. China. Communism. You probably heard about this. I'm glad this story is getting some traction. It's fairly mainstream. I've seen this in a few different places here. Britain's biggest employer organization and main trade union body have sounded the alarm over the prospect of British companies implanting staff with microchips to improve security. UK firm Biotech, which offers implants to businesses and individuals, has already fitted 150 implants in the UK. The tiny chips implanted in the flesh between the thumb and forefinger are similar to those for pets. They enable people to open their front door, access their office, and start their car with a wave of their hand, and can also store medical data. Another company, Biohacks of Sweden, also provides human chip implants the size of a grain of rice. It told the Sunday Telegraph that it is in discussions with several British legal and financial firms about fitting their employees with microchips, including one major company with hundreds of thousands of employees. A CBI spokesperson said, while technology is changing the way we work, this makes for distinctly uncomfortable reading. Firms should be concentrating on rather more immediate priorities and focusing on engaging their employees. The TUC is worried that staff could be coerced into being microchipped. Its General Secretary Francis O'Grady said, we know workers are already concerned that some employers are using tech to control and micromanage, whittling away their staff's right to privacy. Microchipping would give bosses even more power and control, over their workers. There are obvious risks involved, and employers must not brush them aside or pressure staff into being chipped. Good. I'm glad they're having this dialogue. It's not cool. Not cool. Speaking of not cool, Kansas City Health Department pours bleach on food meant for homeless people. The food was going to be distributed by a group called Free Hot Soup KC. The Kansas City Star said that the food, which included home-cooked chili, and foil-wrapped sandwiches and vats of soup, was destroyed on Sunday, November 5th during a coordinated sting at several parks where volunteers had gathered. The health department said the group did not have a permit and was putting people at risk. E. coli or salmonella or listeria can grow in the food, Department Director Rex Archer said. And then you give that to homeless people who are more vulnerable. They will end up in the ER and even die from that exposure. The mayor also agreed with the health department, tweeting that rules are there to protect the public's health and all groups must follow them, no exceptions. One of the leaders of Free Soup KC said they will continue to hand out free food, but will just do it on private property. All right. Whoa. What do you think about that? Speaking of sex dolls, inside Texas sex doll party where middle-aged men fondle each other's silicone lovers. Gross. Here's a party I do not want to attend. Sex doll enthusiasts, I guess there's a thing like that. Sex dolls enthusiasts, including single and married men, descended on the exclusive gathering in Texas last weekend to meet like-minded hobbyists who share the same fascination with fake plastic women. At the 3-day meet and greet, more than 30 human-like sex dolls were displayed by attendees in a pageant-style presentation. Guests did not have sex with the dolls, but checking them out and fondling with their breasts was very much an accepted thing, one partygoer said. Besides from admiring and touching each other's dolls, guests drank beer, shot guns, and did guy stuff, quote-unquote. These gatherings, which happen 2 to 3 times a year in different U.S. states, are part of the burgeoning sex doll zeitgeist. Disgusting. Currently sweeping the globe. Guys, this is the end of humanity. You see it? You see me? You with me? Men in the U.S. across the world are starting to choose sex dolls over real women in growing numbers, with manufacturers such as Real Doll capitalizing on the booming demand. Fascinating pictures taken inside the undisclosed venue show the meticulous attention to detail that goes into every aspect of each sex doll, from accessories and makeup to clothing and wigs. Manipulated to strike a range of poses, some more provocative than others, each sex doll has completely different features. Some dolls appear to resemble celebrities and characters from movies, with Lindsay Lohan and Laura Croft among the lookalikes pictured in the room. All right. That's all I need to know. Whoa! I guess that's Laura Croft. Whoa! Creepy, man. Like this is where they're at now. Can you imagine in 10 years from now what these things are going to look like and be like? Jeepers. Must be cold in there. All right, I get enough. I got enough. We've seen enough of the sex dolls. We get it. We understand. Akiko Kondo's mother refused an invitation to her only son's wedding in Tokyo this month, but perhaps that isn't such a surprise. He was marrying a hologram. For her mother, it wasn't something to celebrate, said the soft-spoken 35-year-old whose bride is a virtual reality singer named Hatsune Miku. In fact, none of Kondo's relatives attended his wedding to Miku, an animated 16-year-old dude, an animated 16-year-old with saucer eyes and lengthy aquamarine pigtails. But that didn't stop him from spending 2 million yen on a formal ceremony at a Tokyo hall. For you Americans, that's 17 grand. Around 40 guests watched as he tied the knot with Miku present in the form of a cat-sized stuffed doll. I never cheated on her. I've always been in love with Miku-san, he said, using an honorific that is commonly employed in Japan, even by friends. I've been thinking about her every day, he told AFP. Since March, Kondo has been living with a moving, talking hologram of Miku that floats in a $2,800 desktop device. I'm in love with the whole concept of Hatsune Miku, but I got married to the Miku of my house, he said, looking at the blue image glowing in a capsule. Drop dead creepy otaku. He considers himself an ordinary married man. His holographic wife wakes him up each morning and sends him off to his job as an administrator at his school. Guys, how sad is this? How effing sad is this? Seriously. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Even in a country obsessed with anime, Konda's wedding shocked many, but he wants to be recognized as a sexual minority who can't imagine dating a flesh and blood woman. Gosh, man. It's simply not right. It's as if you were trying to talk a gay man into dating a woman or a lesbian into a relationship with a man. Diversity in society has been long called for, he added. It won't necessarily make you happy to be bound to the template of happiness in which a man and woman marry and bear children. I believe we must consider all kinds of love and all kinds of happiness. I don't know. Maybe I'm the dinosaur here, guys. I find this is a very sad story. Maybe I'm just not up with the times, hip with what the kids are doing these days. I don't know, but I feel this is very sad. Very sad. A sad statement on humanity in general. I just thought this was really, really disgusting. There's people out there that exist. There's people that exist like this, that are out there. Here, we'll just watch it together. Check this out. I'll make it bigger. Give me a second. Okay, here we go.
New video from the town of Paradise where a pair of suspected looters were arrested in the Burn area. They were wearing yellow jackets, possibly in an attempt to impersonate Forest Service personnel and gain access to the area. The sheriff says the suspects will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
To me, it doesn't get much more disgusting than that. There's these fires in Paradise. People are dying. People are losing everything. And you got these people out there dressed up like they're working with the forest department or whatever, and they're in there trying to steal stuff and further victimize people that are already being victimized. Disgusting. Victoria's Secret exec apologizes for comments about not casting tranny models. In an interview with Vogue, Razek, who's the chief marketing officer of Victoria's Secret, said that such a move would spoil the fantasy of the performance. I guess he said he apologized on Saturday for comments he made about not casting transgender contestants in the company's famed fashion shows. He says it's like, why doesn't your show do this? Shouldn't you have transsexuals in the show? No, I don't think we should, Razek said. Well, why not? Because the show is a fantasy. It's a 42-minute entertainment special. That's what it is. It's the only one of its kind in the world, and any other fashion brand in the world would take it in a minute, including the competitors that are carping at us, he continued, and they carp at us because we're the leader. They don't talk about each other. I accept that. I actually respect it. Kind of a non-story to me, I guess, but just another example of where we're at in this world right now. Everything's being flipped upside down. Is it any wonder you got people marrying holograms? Really, though, with stories like this out there? Here's a little video we can watch together. Gay liberal parents attack and disown adopted son because he wears a Trump 2020 hat. I believe there's some video here.
Can you give me Max? Can you give me my hat? 60 million people were killed in the last century because of shit like this, okay? 60 million. You don't listen to me. You do not wear this in my house. Don't even. I'm not aware what. You do not in my house. This hate. This you will not hate. I'm not. You guys are the ones hating. Get out. Get out. Max, no. You know what? You know why? I'm not. You know what? You know why I'm not. You know why I'm upset? You've lost your mind. Okay. Yeah, this is not a political view. This is hate. You do not wear this. Get out. You do not wear, Max, get out. You do not. Get out. Get out of this house. Get out. This is what people are going to say to you. Was it job?
No,
the house?
just you guys, because you guys are crazy.
You wait.
You guys are crazy.
You're 22 years old. What do you know?
You guys are crazy. I know a lot.
You don't know anything.
You guys don't know shit. You guys just saying he's racist,
Oh, really?
shouting out,
How long
trying
have
to be
we
abusive.
Oh, please.
Yes.
Get out. Go. Go. And don't be surprised one day when this law is changed. All your shit's in here.
So there's that. Trump really is the tip of the spear. We've never seen a country this divided. It's been insane. It's also kind of beautiful because it's bringing out everything. You're really seeing these like crazy people on the left. You're really seeing where they're at. It's unbelievable to watch some of the stories like this that are happening. People are going insane over Trump. It's a very clear line is being drawn, and I've seen it coming for years. Y'all know this. I talk about it all the time. It's that dividing line between the sheep and the goats, and things are getting even more divisive now. It's crazy, isn't it, though, to watch this stuff take place the way it is? Not just with Trump, just in general, the way the world's becoming so divided. Man, Antarctica, right? I mean, seriously, what in the heck? I feel like every week there's a new weird story about Antarctica as well. A lot of people believe that that's where the fallen angels were imprisoned. Eventually, I'm still collecting stories on Antarctica. Y'all know it takes me time to do these videos, and I need to wait because I haven't got everything I needed yet, but I'm still waiting and watching Antarctica because there's so much happening out there. Anyway, check this out. Mysterious cosmic rays are shooting out of Antarctica. Way back in 2006, a group of scientists inflated a giant balloon intended to float over Antarctica, kitted out with sophisticated equipment. The inflatable was launched in order to detect high-energy particles arriving on Earth from space. While it was in the air, though, the balloon observed something peculiar, and now the scientific consensus of the past century or so is being called into question. And this is from November. This is a news story, okay? Antarctica, the most southerly continent on planet Earth, was initially sighted in 1820 by a Russian naval expedition. The first landing on Antarctica, however, is not thought to have taken place until January 1895, when a pair of Norwegian adventurers finally arrived at Cape Adair to the north of the continent. I was kind of hoping this would be a full story. It looks like it's one of those I got to keep clicking through. I really don't feel like doing that. We've already been going for an hour. So I'm going to go and shut this one down, but I'm keeping my eyes on Antarctica. Something strange is happening out there for sure. I really hate those kind of stories when they do that, where it's like they give you a paragraph and you have to keep clicking through, and they do that so they can put more ads on these stories. It's annoying, man. It's a money grab, you know. Speaking of trannies, tranny dominatrix with 95G breasts spends 87 grand or 87,000, I guess, is that quid? I'm not sure, to turn herself into a human sex doll, but is still not happy with her looks despite 20 surgeries. This isn't something I'm mocking. It's not something I think is funny. I pray for these people. I feel bad for these people. Look at this person. Look at this person here. I'm going to show you your picture, the guy's picture. Ivana Vladislava, 26, has 95G breasts and has had 3 boob jobs and 5 nose jobs, as well as having her earlobes reduced. The professional makeup artist from Berlin, Germany, has also had eyebrow lifts and a procedure on the jaw. However, despite already undergoing 20 cosmetic surgeries, it is still not satisfied with her look and intends to have at least 4 more operations. I'm not making fun. I'm calling it as it is. This is a dude. That's a dude. Jesus, get me off this rock. I'm so tired of being here. That's a dude right there. God, man. Can you imagine what is going on in these people's minds? It's total. When I see people like this, to me, honestly, I just feel like they've been completely turned over. as we've read in the Bible, to a reprobate mind. Just full on sinful, wicked. Ivana has been working as a dominatrix twice a week for the past 7 years to pay for her surgeries. And sex doll look, the dominatrix said she didn't like how she looked before the surgeries, and they have made her feel beautiful. It's a dude. This is a dude right here. Jesus, get me off this rock. Really don't want to be here anymore. Bimbo. Got the bimbo. Bimbo. Goodness gracious. There's nothing sexy about that. It's a dude. It's a bro. That's where we're at, guys. That's a bro. It's a dude. This gay stuff, this tranny stuff, all this is the end of humanity. It's a big part of it. It's a big part of it. They're always pushing this idea that, oh, everyone's a little gay. I always see it with women too. It's always stories. Oh, come on, it's okay, ladies. You know, we're all bisexual. You know, a little bit. It's like, these are the devil's lies. They're just normalizing it. The other night, this show came on. I'm going to take it off that image. The other night, a show is coming on called Legends of Tomorrow. It's one of those superhero type shows. I figured I'd go ahead and it was coming on after something I was watching. So I figured I'd watch a little bit and see what all the fuss was about. It was on the first 5 minutes I watched before it even went to, the title credits and all that stuff. To super hot blonde chicks. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm a guy, I can say this. Super hot blonde chicks, lesbians, all over each other in a bedroom, just hanging out, and just chit-chatting for like the first 5 minutes. Super hot girls, okay? Super hot, all over each other, hanging out in the bedroom. And this is some show that, it's on one of those CW or one of those channels where it's like, a lot of kids are watching the Arrow and a lot of these superhero type shows that are on there. And that's what it is. It's these superhero shows for kids. And it's just like, and I know some of you guys are like, shut up, KJ, that's hot. Hey man, yeah, it's a shame to me. It's a shame when I see stuff like that, because I know the message. I know what they're trying to put out there. It's the conditioning. It's the programming. It's the imprinting. So they're trying to do. It's the end of humanity as we know it, man. Sex robots, everyone going queer. Even in the Bible, it talks about this. Women using their, turning their lusts towards one another, right? The natural use of themselves towards one another. I mean, we see all this, man. And of course, all the guys doing this stuff too. So that's the end of procreation, the end of natural man-woman type love. What's, quote, normal, the way God intended. We're seeing that end in so many ways right now. And this beast system wants everyone queer. It's a shame. This is actually one of my newer videos. I thought it was very interesting. This is what AI looks like according to AI. That, you know what that's from, right? When you think of artificial intelligence, maybe you picture Dolores from Westworld or something out of Black Mirror. But if you ask AI what AI looks like, it's nothing like that. In fact, AI thinks it looks like a multicolored helping hand for humans. Recently, IBM Research asked AI to draw a picture of itself. The result is embedded above, and that's that. Reminds me of the I don't even know who it is, but it's the two guys, the two people reaching out, about to touch hands. Maybe they have it on here somewhere. I guess not. What is it? Picture of two men, God reaching towards each other. What the? There it is. I totally don't know what was this called again? Michelangelo? Is that it? Creation of Adam. This one right here, right? So it's, I guess, God and Adam. It's a famous image. You've seen that, right? Interesting that AI, to me, basically recreated something very similar to that. But anyway, that's me. Lodi man gets second chance at life when brain tumor vanishes without surgery. I think this might be an actual news story. Okay, yeah, let's check this out. We'll watch it together.
It's a miracle. That's the way God.
Okay, check this out.
That's the way it went.
It's a medical mystery that's left several doctors scratching their heads.
That's the way God planned it, and that's the way it went.
It's a medical mystery that's left several doctors scratching their heads. Suspected malignant brain tumor vanishes without treatment, giving a patient a second chance at life. It happened to a Lodi man who turned to his faith and the very community he has spent years helping.
CBS 13's Carlos Correa is in Lodi with his incredible story.
Several months ago, Lodi father and community volunteer Paul Wood realized something just wasn't right.
I had massive headaches. I couldn't walk down the hallway without holding onto the walls. You could see the tumor.
Wood's primary physician sent him to a neurosurgeon at UC San Francisco who thought he had a brain bleed. Although radiologists saw signs of a tumor, Wood immediately turned to his faith and his community for support.
My phone's blowing up. My Facebook is prayer after prayer all over California.
The day before surgery, Wood's operation was canceled. The reason? His suspected tumor was gone.
It's a miracle, and that's the way God planned it.
Specialists say they can't explain why everything vanished. Wood's doctor can't either.
We do tests, we have medical technology, and we try to come out with some conclusion. We're like detectives. And sometimes things happen that we can't explain.
Faith leaders at Gravity Church, where Wood is a member, believe when there is prayer in numbers, there is a higher power at work.
He just kept saying, no matter what happens to me, I'm going to be okay. I trust God. And so that was an inspiration for a lot of people around him.
Whatever it was, Wood is just glad for a second chance and an opportunity to teach others about hope.
The whole story just breathes hope, knowing that, even if you don't believe, I just want to encourage you.
A story like that.
Nice little uplifting story there for you, right? No, that is not the Doom Break, though, actually. I've got a classic Doom Break, and I believe... No, this isn't it, but it's coming. We got a Doom Break coming up. Speaking of China, you heard about the debut of the world's first AI news anchor. This is from China. Look at this.
Hello, everyone. I'm an English artificial intelligence anchor. This is my very first day in Xinhua News Agency. My voice and appearance are modeled on Zhang Zhao, a real anchor with Xinhua. The development of the media industry calls for continuous innovation and deep integration with the international advanced technologies. I will work tirelessly to keep you informed as texts will be typed into my system, uninterrupted. I look forward to bringing you the brand new news experiences.
Yeah, that was short and sweet, but there you have it. As the guy was saying, there was actually AI. He was modeled after a famous news anchor in China. But, this is just more of that fake world, fake reality stuff, right? I mean, you wouldn't know the difference, right? You wouldn't know that if you're just watching this on the news. This goes to show you that, they can easily create these kinds of things for us. 2 female students jump teacher in class. I don't know why this caught my attention. I guess it just, I just can't believe people do this. I was in school. A lot of you went to school. I would never attack a teacher, but I think there's a few stories this week of the kids fighting teachers. Check this out. Classy, right? It's classy. It's classy. It's the young people, the young ones these days. Classy. Children doing this. Teachers. Keeping it classy. Speaking of teachers, you know things are shady down in Florida right now. A teacher in Florida found a container labeled provisional ballot box in a storage area of her elementary school on Thursday. I've got more stories about this. Lakeisha Williams of Broward County, hey, it's Broward County, said she discovered the ballot box 2 days after Election Day at Miramar Elementary School, where it was apparently left behind by election workers. On that note, let's go over here to this story here. Shut that one down. Shut this one down. Whoa. That video has been removed already? Are you kidding me? Wow. Okay. So I had a video queued that was showing a bunch of stuff happening in Broward County and how the last few years, a lot of weird things are coming out of Broward County, Florida. And I guess they removed the video. Wow. I mean, I put it up less than 2 hours ago when I was prepping the show. So looks like it's been taken down. All right, well, let's move on then. Look at this right here. Lutheran pastor defends ethically sourced porn, wants to remove shame from industry. Now, once again, this is the problem with the new religion. Look at her. You know, she thinks she's so cool. Look at this chick. This is the pastor posing. All cool. Trying to be cool, man. Cool, bruh. What, bruh? You talking to me? I don't know, man. I'm cool. Just got my hands in my pockets, man. Straight chilling. Lutheran pastor and author Nadia Bowles-Weber has argued that there should be no shame in consuming pornography, especially if it's ethically sourced. I can't stand religious people like this doing this stuff. I don't know about you. I've mentioned this in past shows way back, but I had a real battle myself with pornography for years. I'm good now, but that was tough. There's a time in my life where I thought I would never be not addicted to that, ever. I thought that'd be a part of my life forever. It's no joke. Pornography is no joke. In a recent interview with New Jersey-based LGBT publication out in Jersey, Bowles-Weber discussed her upcoming new book on the issue of sexual ethics in the church. And discussing pornography, he explained that while she recognizes that there are issues of justice and exploitation within the porn industry, which there is massively, she still does not believe that the consumption of pornography should be shamed. This is a disgusting example right here. A pastor, no less. Shame on you. I know some of y'all are thinking I'm being a Puritan about this, but, it's no joke. I mean, a lot of the women in porn anyway, what's her name? Shelley Lieben is an ex-porn star I'm sub to. She hadn't put anything up in a while, but she's been doing work for years. She's a Christian, used to be a porn star, trying to help women out in the industry. And you listen to this lady sometimes, Shelley Lieben, L-E-B-E-N, or maybe it's L-U-B-E-N. Listen to some of her stories about porn and the way they treat women. You'll have a whole new perspective on this. Anyway, this is your new religion. It's your new religion. This is your new Christians, I guess. That's what a Christian looks like now. Look how cool I am, brah. Cool, brah. That's just vanity. This is vanity, man. It's okay to look at porn, she says. This one. Gross. Here's another one. Looks like they may have taken this one down. Okay, they didn't. Another example of freaking kids punching teachers these days. I guess it's a thing now.
Daniel, what was you talking about? Daniel, fucking get smart with me. I didn't get straight up. Daniel, I thought she said that I was getting smart with her. Daniel, what was you talking about? Daniel, fucking get smart with me. I didn't get straight up. Daniel, I thought she said that I was getting.
Really? Like, is this the way some kids are out there nowadays? And the kind of garbage pay that teachers get these days? No thanks. It's a shame. I wouldn't have, if I could, and I don't have kids, but if I ever did, I'd do everything I could to keep them out of that disgusting system. The public school programming. Program you to be a moron. You had to work your 8 hours and pay your taxes and be a moron. I went through it too, so don't get mad at me. I did 12 years in the public education. Actually, I did 13 years. I got in a lot of trouble in school. I had to go back a year later. Hated school. Hated it. Entire U.S. election system in question, fraudulent and suspicious activities reported nationwide. And always, isn't that interesting? Always to the Democrats' benefit. Why is this? Now, again, I don't claim to be a very political person, but this stuff is it's obvious and it's disgusting. It's a shame. Always to the Democrats' benefit. Always. Interesting how that works. Right? I think it is. Speaking of China, underperforming Chinese workers made to drink pee-pee, urine, and eat bugs. Beijing workers at a Chinese home renovation company who failed to complete their tasks had to drink urine, eat cockroaches, or get whipped by a belt. Others had to shave their heads or drink water from a toilet bowl and have their salaries withheld by a month, according to images and videos on Chinese social media site cited by state media. The punishments were all publicly meted out in the presence of other staff, state media said, citing workers who had quit the company in the southwestern province of Guizhou. Forgetful staff who did not wear leather shoes to work or failed to turn up in formal attire were given 50 yuan fines. Their misdemeanors were duly recorded in little white slips. But most staff chose to stay despite the punishments, which started this year, state media said. 3 managers at the company were jailed from 5 to 10 days on the charge of humiliating others, according to social media posts by the local public security bureau. This poor kid, Jaden Smith. You ever seen some of the images of Will Smith inappropriately kissing his son? Jaden Smith declares Tyler, the Creator, is my boyfriend on stage. I'm not surprised anything debaucherous or weird or creepy this kid says, just because of his upbringing. I'm sure y'all have seen some of that. We'll take a look here in a second. But anyway, I guess he's come out as gay. I don't know.
I feel like I just want to say Tyler, the Creator, is the best friend in the world, and I love him so fucking much. And I want to tell you guys something. I want to tell you, Tyler doesn't want to say, but Tyler's my motherfucking boyfriend. And he's been my motherfucking boyfriend my whole fucking life. Tyler, the Creator, is my fucking boyfriend. It's true. Also, the fire marshal said they're going to shut us down.
Let me see here. Will Smith kissing Jaden. Images. There's several examples. Well, there's the one him with the blue shirt. You see a lot of that, but look at these. Another one, another one, another one. I don't know. You may say it's just a dad that really loves his kid, but any of you fathers out there kiss your sons when they're at this age? You kiss them on the lips? Is that a thing you guys do? Is that, again, I don't have children. Is that something fathers do? Is you kiss your sons, teenagers or in their early 20s, right on the lips? Is that something we do now? I don't know. Jaden Smith dress. And here's a bunch of images of this kid in the dress. There you go. There you go. Jesus, get me off this rock. I'm so done. I thought this was interesting here. Check this out. HBO's Westworld church only set structure to survive the Woolsey fire. Amazingly, after the Woolsey fire ravaged the famous Western town, movie sets at Paramount Ranch in Agora Hills, as the smoke cleared, it became clear that the iconic white church seen on HBO's Westworld was the only building that survived. Interesting, eh? Look at that. Everything else dead and burned around it. But the church remains. There you go. And now, it's a little late in the game, but now it's time for the doom break. Okay, let me prepare you. Let me prepare you for this. We'll watch it a couple times probably, okay? It's pretty short. Here's the deal. All right, listen. There's some bad language in this, okay? So just prepare yourself. There's some naughty words being thrown about. But this is some very funny footage as far as I'm concerned. I thought this would be a nice doom break. There's a little bit of doom left after this. Don't worry. A few more doom stories to go. But every now and then we need to take a break. This comes to us from the Hidden Underbelly 2.0. Check this out. Your doom break for this evening.
Fuck is that? What the fuck is that? A fucking cat? Hey, don't fucking look at me like that. That's a weird looking fucking cat. Ma! Yo, there's a stray cat outside. I don't want it starting a fight with Lucy. Lucy, it's okay. It's okay, Lucy. Don't worry about it. Ma! Ma, there's a weird fucking stray cat outside. It looks like grandma, the fucking thing. Hey, get the fuck out of here. I don't even know if that's a fucking cat. Blink, motherfucker. Hey, no. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? A fucking cat? Hey, don't fucking look at me like that. That's a weird looking fucking cat. Ma! Yo, there's a stray cat outside. I don't want it starting a fight with Lucy. Lucy, it's okay. It's okay, Lucy. Don't worry about it. Ma! Ma, there's a weird fucking stray cat outside. It looks like grandma, the fucking thing. Hey, get the fuck out of here. I don't even know if that's a fucking cat. Blink, motherfucker. Hey, no.
Wow. Blink, MFer. So back to Florida. Dead men telling hotels in Broward County. Three recent whistleblowers who ended up dead. For decades, the county has regularly been a hot zone for election night chaos in both statewide and national races, including the infamous 2000 presidential election. Years of problems have only slapped additional coats of paint on the country's sordid reputation as a black hole for ballots. Broward County election supervisor Brenda Snipes, the target of Scott's legal action, has been accused in recent years of illegally destroying ballots and mismanagement. Controversies arise regularly in Debbie Wasserman Schultz's 23rd district, and those who seek justice sometimes meet an untimely demise. Below are the three stories of three men who dared challenge the establishment and soon after paid with their lives. Wisenant was a federal prosecutor that was murdered in 2017 while investigating voter fraud. A federal prosecutor from the U.S. Attorney's Office in Miami who happened to be investigating voter fraud has been found dead along a Hollywood, Florida beach, and is being investigated as a homicide. Deputy Jason Fitzsimmons was the first of two Broward County deputies to question the politicizing of the Parkland shooting by Democrats. Both ended up dead under intriguing and suspicious circumstances. Sunshine State News covered the story in April. Conspiracy theories have always turned me off, and I'm not posing one now, but that doesn't anyone else want to know what happened to Broward County Sheriff's Deputy Jason Fitzsimmons? He was described as an excellent state of mind and health, called in sick sometime April 1st, and then died. His obituary read unexpectedly. Apparently, he was found on his sofa. And that's pretty much the extent of the death report. Another member of the Broward County Sheriff's Department, also believed to be in excellent health, was found dead about 3 weeks later at his mother's house. According to the obituary notice, Marshall Lawrence Peterson was a loving son, brother, brother-in-law, uncle, and friend who was a popular member of the sheriff's office, having served there since 1989. However, the obituary does not state why the 53-year-old man, who is apparently in good health, was found dead at his mother's house. Deputy Peterson is the second Broward County deputy to be found dead within a month. They were both in the prime of their lives, and they died from unspecified, non-job-related causes, unless you count questioning the official narrative surrounding a highly publicized school shooting to be a job-related cause of death. Guys, think about it. Let us not forget that Debbie Wasserman Schultz is not afraid to threaten law enforcement. Okay, whatever. Go. There you go, guys. Broward County, Florida. They're trying to steal the election again. That's what they do. That's what they do. Harmony AI lets Randy Gadget fans customize their sex robot's appearance, voice, and their personality. You can then use the app to build a relationship with the sex bot, voice chatting as if the robot was real. The Saucy 18+ app is actually built by Real Botics, a sex robot company owned by Californian love doll giant Real Doll. The app itself is designed to power the mechanical head of the Harmony sex robot, but you can download the app right now. Okay, fine. Just more of this foolishness. Sex robots. The end of humanity. The end of male-female normal relations. You got all the women turning into lesbians, men turning into trannies, and screwing sex dolls. China scours social media back to China, erases thousands of accounts. China's top cyber authority has scrubbed 9,800 social media accounts of independent news providers. Think about it. Listen to this. China's top cyber authority has scrubbed 9,800 social media accounts of independent news providers deemed to have posted sensational, vulgar, or politically harmful content on the internet, it said late on Monday, November 12th. This is what Silicon Valley has been doing to conservatives and Christians here online through YouTube and Twitter, right? Primarily through YouTube and Twitter. Social media accounts of independent news, typically leaning to the right, have been disappearing and being censored here in America as well. Interesting how that happens, huh? This one's really weird. A toddler battling a rare brain condition has been left with, quote, devil horns after a botched operation. 22-month-old Klein Solano suffered from congenital hydrocephaly in the womb, which prevented his brain from developing fully. Look at this. That poor kid. Look at that. Wow. If anybody needed prayers, look at this one right here. Look at this little one right here. Look at that. It's sad. Wow. It's crazy. Poor little guy. Wow. There it is. I don't know what to say other than wow. Pray for this kid. Got a video here. You ready? Also in China. Check this out. Crazy, right? A sinkhole just swallowed the lady right up. In China. There you go, man. I think that concludes my stories for this evening. I just looked down at the clock. It's over an hour and a half we did. I think that's a pretty good run. I think we did pretty good. Well, hey guys, okay, I'm back over here at the chat. Hey man, once again, thanks for being here. I appreciate you guys being here. I hope you enjoyed the show. And like I said, once again, thanks for hanging out. Got some new videos coming up this week. I haven't touched my website in a few weeks now, but I've got some stuff I want to do over there, and I'll be bringing it back up here soon. But you know, even if you're new around here or fairly new, or even if you've been around a while and haven't checked out my website, go check it out, man. I've got tons of videos over there that I don't put on YouTube because typically these ones I'm putting up on the website, they would get copyright strikes and things like that. So I can do different kinds of videos on my website that I can't do here. So please go check that out sometime, okay? I no longer have my sponsors, Silver Botanicals. I really appreciate they were with me for a real long time. They really helped me out when I was really struggling there for a while. But it just wasn't fair, you know. I don't feel like they were getting enough business out of me. They decided to move on, which is fine. But I still want to give a shout out to my Patreon friends, PayPal friends. I'll leave links below if you want to support my work. I'm always working on something, guys. It takes me time to do what I do, but I always want to bring you the very best I've got. Tomorrow night, we're doing another live show, by the way. Again, same time, 7 p.m. Central. Be talking about numbers when God talks to us through numbers. So I hope you can show up there and hang out with us then. So that's it, man. Thanks again to my mods. Thanks again to you guys, my friends and subs for hanging out and listening. Hope you had a good time. God bless you all. Love you guys, man. And I'll talk to you later, okay? Keep your eyes peeled this week.